You set a goal. You feel a flash of motivation. You see the person you want to become. You buy the running shoes. You get the healthy cookbook. You download the language app. And then, nothing happens. Most people think their ambition lost a battle with comfort. A big, dramatic fight. But that's not what happened. And the real answer is far more subtle. Comfort didn't have to win. It just had to be closer because your brain is governed by a force you almost never notice. Psychologists call it activation energy. It's the tiny spark of effort required to start any action. The friction between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. And this tiny friction is enough to steer your entire life. Think about the remote control on your couch. You scroll through channels you don't care about instead of finding the perfect movie on a streaming app. Why? Because pushing the channel up button requires almost zero activation energy. Opening an app, typing a title, and making a choice requires just a little more. That tiny difference is everything. Your brain is an energy conservation machine. It will always drift toward the path of least resistance. It's like choosing between two roads. One leads where you want to go, but starts with a single step up. The other is perfectly flat. Your brain will choose the flat road every single time, but that's only half the story. And honestly, what comes next is even more important, because that flat road wasn't put there by accident. Someone else designed it. In the early 2000s, economist Richard Thaler at the University of Chicago and legal scholar Cass Sunstein at Harvard began studying how these tiny forces shape society. They called it choice architecture. The way a decision is presented changes the outcome, even when the options are identical. Here's what they meant. They looked at organ donation rates across Europe. In countries like Germany, where you have to carry a donor card to opt in, only about 12% of people are donors. But in France, where you are a donor by default unless you take steps to opt out, the rate is over 99%. The choice is the same. The only difference is the default path. One requires a tiny bit of activation energy to join. The other requires the same energy to leave. And that's enough to change the fate of thousands of people. And this isn't just theory, it's happening to you right now. Your phone is a choice architecture machine. The apps on your home screen are the default opt-out choices. Your kitchen is, too. The snacks on the counter are the default. The healthy food in the back of the crisper requires activation energy to get to. Every room you live in has default paths. Paths that were created either by accident or by someone else with their own agenda. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If you didn't consciously design these paths, who did? So here's what's really happening when you drift off course. Your brain isn't choosing comfort over your goals. It's simply choosing the path with lower activation energy. That tiny bit of friction is enough to make all the difference. The defaults in your environment are choices that have already been made for you, and these invisible defaults are more powerful than any single moment of inspiration. Every day you walk through a landscape of choices designed by others. The streaming service that autoplays the next episode, the infinite scroll on your phone, the sugary drinks placed at eye level in the store. These aren't suggestions, they are gentle, invisible currents pulling you downstream. The secret isn't to learn how to swim harder against the current. It's to realize you can change the direction of the river, and all it takes is moving a single stone.